was 3 weeks ago before all of this happened, so I think she was just, there's a way that was preparing us to all come together to focus on, what's important here. I know this resolution, I know it's important because the state of Israel supported us at the United Nations, and it was signed into law, urging support by the late Chairman Van in 2007, urging support, a resolution to urge support of the United Nations declaring the rights of indigenous people. The United States hasn't declared the rights of indigenous people as of yet, even to this day. The only country that supported us, the right of indigenous peoples, is Israel, and that was urging the United Nations, all the members of the United Nations, for the rights of indigenous people. And the only state that came forward at the time was Israel, and that was in 07. And not too long after that, the UN General Assembly, in September 13th, the law was passed in July, and September 13th, 2007, Israel voted in support of the United Nations Declaration on Rights of Indigenous People. So this is a way of saying thank you, and I think at the end of the day, we would all believe that we support the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, and then furthermore it says, according to the King James Version of the Holy Bible, Book of Genesis, the words of the Creator, God did to the nation of Israel, provided, I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make the name great, and thou shalt be a blessing, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee, and then shall all families of the earth be blessed. There's not only in reality they supported us, but if we support them, even in a lot of the pastors would agree that if we support them, there's a blessing that's coming to the people that support Israel. And I don't think anybody in here is against those two, the King James Version of the Holy Bible and the UN Declaration of Indigenous People. I don't think any of us in here are against that. Am I right? The only thing is blaming veterans of that. And I'm going to say this to where a lot of people will understand. I know some of you will say, if I walked over to the Veterans Park and placed, it'd be the same kind of the way the veterans feel, and I sat with a lot of them. If I placed a Sunlog center pole there, a lot of people would say that doesn't belong there. These veterans, they fought, and they fought. A lot of them, their mothers didn't know when they were going to come home. Their loved ones didn't know when they were going to come home. And the only thing they knew was that they were fighting for that flag of the United States and pro-China. They were supporting that, and they fought for that. And then some of the mothers have sacrificed a lot. Yesterday I was talking about Agnes Deernose and how her son Bobby Benz was walking back and forth at the lane. Back then there was no adequate cell phones, no TV. World War II, she was pacing back and forth to the point where she started singing it. And today that crow hymn is sung. It says, and that's Agnes Deernose singing about her son who was in World War II. We're not going against anything in this resolution, but the compromise, and I want both groups, if you're in agreement, the compromise today is this. We will place the flag next to the sign, because the whole area is Veterans Park. Sign, Jesus Lord on the Crow Reservation was within the city the flag. And the flag, the pole was already there. We'll take the flag of Israel down and put it over by the sign. And all of us have veterans from World War II, and have one that's in the hospital that's very, very sick. And I asked for prayers for Charlie in Ukraine. And today, Joe Crow is 102 today, World War II veterans. Honored all these World War II veterans with their flag going up every month. And I think that's compromised enough where our focus and our energy should go into dealing with the drugs, dealing with the homelessness. And a compromise, that's my compromise to all of you. I will do that, and we'll put the flag there. I will work with all the legislatures, all the pastors, all the veterans, and we'll have a dedication there. But we will do that. And that'll be a compromise where all of us are involved. And there's no miscommunication between any groups, any branch of government, any individuals. And we compromise and come together. And the intent of this bill and the intent of the veterans is fulfilled. And, this animosity, this, trying to bring each other down. We already have enough problems where we go to D.C. and there's people there that do not want to see the Crow people advance. There's other tribes that do not want to see the Crow people advance. The infighting. But by him, we will achieve the infighting that we have. We fight amongst each other, and the crabs in the bucket, we never advance. If we all come together and unite, and we work together, I think we can accomplish a lot of things. But it takes all of us in here, the leaders from the church, the veterans, the leaders from legislature, executive, working together. And communication is key. And one group communicates with the other. One group prays for the other. We're all Crows. And they talked about the Battle of Arrow Creek where we were outnumbered. They say the Creator came to our aid, helped us. But on that day, they didn't say, they didn't push each other away. They all came together. And I think those same problems, back then, the enemy was all these other tribes. Today, the enemy is drugs and how it's deteriorating a lot of our young people. The alcohol. The homelessness, we have a lot of homeless, but it's not visible. Let's start working on those together. And the compromise, that's my compromise to all of you, that we will place that pole, another pole, next to the sign, and the flag will go up there. And because according to this resolution, it says Veterans Park. And in that state funding, when they asked us when we were going after that funding, that whole park was dedicated as Veterans Park. So all of it will be. So that way we can continue on, fighting, the things that are hurting our people. And so with that, that's my compromise to all of you. We'll work with CJ and the pastors, and we'll put another flagpole there and place it by the sign. And where at the end of the day, we walk away from here, and it's the veterans that I certainly can't tell you what they went through as warriors in war, and the things that they had to endure even today. And with that, that's my compromise, and we'll all work together to get it done. I hope.
Thank you, Chairman, Pastor, Chief. Right now, we're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we'll go ahead and restart here. So, let's get a 5-minute break, stretch out a little bit. And I know more than over the most needs of that, and you can see it in these arms.